Okay guys, hello and welcome back to the Clash of the Titans round 3 series between Chocobo and TheViper. Score currently 2-0 to TheViper, winning first the Clash of the Titans map pack and then the 1 versus 1, well they've all been 1v1, the double migration that Chocobo chose as his home map. This map of course is CoT Plains, which does mean that this is Viper's home map, and it's an interesting one at that. I mean, if you consider Arabia, and then cut it in half in terms of how many trees you've got, then you've pretty much got plains. This is a very open map, and a very challenging map at that. The fact that this map requires you to travel very far to get to any decent wood, the fact that it's almost impossible to fully wall this, I think this is why Viper's chose it. He's chosen this because it's his favourite playstyle. Aggressive, fast, no walls, just all out, go for it. So then the Viper down to the sort of southeast as in blue as Huns. Up to the north we've got POJ Chocobo in red also playing as Huns. Now we have a look at their maps. You can see that Chocobo's nearest wood going to be this little outcrop here or here. And I'd be very curious to see if players decide to, it looks like they will, okay, take the small wood here, or if they'll go straight for a big wood at the back. And it seems like both of them opting to go for the small wood initially. And of course this here for Chocobo is a much better place to put his lumber camp. You can see the Viper has put this lumber camp here on the 2 pieces of wood. Chocobo got 2 as well, but really focusing on this one for now. But this is the thing. Once this wood goes, oh wow, it's so far to the nearest one, and it's going to be pretty tough for both of these guys. And, you know, this map could lend itself very well to playing forwards. It could lend itself very well to playing very aggressively. But Huns, a fast, aggressive civilization, we're definitely going to see some action from very early on. We could even see some drushing occurring right here. We have a look, Viper's sticking 4 villagers on wood right there. Chocobo with the 4 as well, and I think this map lends itself very well to a drush, and so around the 6-minute 30 mark we'll keep an eye out for those barracks and we'll get an idea of whether they're going to do that or not. Of course, an effective drush on this map could really hurt your opponent's economy. You could do so much damage with that. Viper then starting to take in some deer. Chocobo not doing that just yet, and I think opting not to really scout his opponent at this stage, and instead get those deer in so that he can get as much food as he can to probably aid his drush. That's what I'm going to assume. I reckon Viper's drushing this. The fact that he's taking those deer in so early, it makes a lot of sense for him to do that. Very nearly losing that villager. A little bit of a tough ball there for him, getting that boar a little bit too far from his TC. But it's not too big of a deal. Chocobo, though, with a much better position on that board, they're going to get a little bit of extra food from that, which is probably going to help him out slightly if he intends to drush. Looking at their resources, it's so damn close, just almost identical. Of course it would be, as both of them are going to be starting the game in a very similar manner. More deer being lured in, and Chocobo doing the same, so he's probably going to be drushing as well. We should have a look at their sheep, though. Viper has got a sheep out here. He has had for quite some time. He needs to probably bring that back. Chocobo has got 4 sheep sort of sitting around his TC. The Viper only has the 2 right now. So once these boar and deer do run out, he will want to make the most of those sheep as well, of course. And so he's probably going to want to bring that one back. Chocobo with an early farm here as well. Of course, Viper opting to stick on the deer and the boar for now. But that villager going forward, that will be the barracks villager. And we're going to see a barracks coming up right here on the front. Chocobo then, where is your barracks? Well, he's lacking the wood for it right now. And we're going to see in just a moment where he puts that down, if he puts that down. Either way, it is going to be slower than the Viper's barracks here. And of course, that is due to the fact he seeded those 2 farms. Viper opting to go barracks before farms, which does mean that he will have that extra wood to get the drush going slightly earlier. Of course, with those deer being lured in as well, keeps those villagers a little bit more busy on alternative food sources. Militia coming out, and the Viper right here going to be preparing himself to drush in just a moment. Chocobo then should be putting his barracks down if he's going to do it in a second, but I kind of feel like he's not going to do it right now. Or at the same time, he's still lacking the food that he needs to go feudal. If he was going to go for a fast feudal, he'd want to go on 22 population. There's the barracks, and it's so late. I mean, players, they really should be trying to get the barracks down at 6:30 to 7 minutes. The fact he's putting it down at 8 minutes means that Viper's rush is already going to be on the way. And that is literally because Chocobo put the farms down before he put the barracks down. So that delay there is going to make a little bit of a difference. I don't know how much of a difference, but either way, Viper's on his way over right now. And Chocobo gonna be a little bit delayed in getting these militia out. The thing is, though, it's very close to his TC, so should be able to defend reasonably well even so. I'm just going to be curious to see what happens once he gets up to feudal. Interesting, those militia are coming out, but he hit feudal first, starting to take some gold right now, and Chocobo opting to go with a faster feudal here. Slightly faster. Viper, of course, going up as well. A little bit slower, I think, with a couple of extra villagers. Or at least with those militia, maybe one villager more. And looking at this stage to find Chocobo, see what he can find. The thing is, Viper's not scouted him out. He's spent all of that scouting time luring those deer in, and he's actually really not got that much of an idea where Chocobo is. Of course, this gold gives it away a little bit, and we can see what he's going to find. Of course, this gold, pretty indicative that Chocobo is around here. This stone as well, and there we go, he's found his berry. He's going to be looking to hit and run that as much as he can. Little does he know, though, he doesn't know even, how close these berries are to the TC, and we'll watch in Viper's POV for a moment just to see what he sees when he's harassing these berries right now. Getting that scout involved as well. Of course, Chocobo will reach feudal first. Looks like he's going to lose a villager here, though. 5 health left on her, and that scout there blocking them. Nicely done indeed. And there's the TC from Chocobo, pretty close, but Viper picking off a villager and denying Chocobo those berries. It's no small deal. So Chocobo, though, coming forwards right now as well. He has sent his militia forwards. A tower going up on the front there. Not sure what I make of that, to be honest with you. But sending more villagers and, well, more militia forwards. We might even see man-at-arms out of him. We are. 50% on that. I like Chocobo's playstyle. Certainly doing something a little bit different. Tower position, though, a little bit iffy. I mean, it's not covering any of Viper's wood. Well, it is covering this front one, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's only pushing him off berries. But that man-at-arms upgrade coming in, Viper without a stable yet, and Chocobo's going to be coming in here. He has got enough for more towers, and Viper's going to try and deal with this as best he can, but man-at-arms from Chocobo going to be coming in. And Viper could lose a couple of villagers here. Another tower going up for him in defense. And Chocobo trying to do what pressure he can right now. Might be able to take out a villager. It's so close. There's one down. And now, obviously, going to have to fight against these scouts under the TC. Got to be very careful against that, though. And that tower from Chocobo delayed slightly as those militia come in. The tower from Viper going to go up first. Villager's going to get in there. And Chocobo's going to take massive damage from this now. He needs to get out of there. As Viper starts adding in more and more scouts as well. Oh man, this is not looking so good for Chocobo. That tower position for the Viper is a much better position. And of course it did go up first. Losing a couple of villagers though. It is very close indeed. The tower for Chocobo going to go down. And just look at how low those villagers are on health. These scouts should be able to pick them off very easily. And they're going to be chasing them way away across the map. And Chocobo here going to lose 1, 2, 3 villagers very easily. And this is really a big deal for him. Of course, if he loses all of those villagers, he's going to be very hard pressed to go back home with these and just defend against this. Viper able to take out this second watchtower on the front as Chocobo runs for it. But more villagers going to die. No questions about that. Maybe they're going to get inside the tower. Maybe, yeah, they're going to get inside to safety, but not for long. Because that tower, about half health already. Chocobo losing so much here, and such a risky strategy for him as well. Those last man-at-arms getting taken out. And next is going to be, of course, the villagers. A couple of spearmen coming over, and Chocobo just going all in. More villagers coming forwards. It's so risky from him. He needs to hurt the Viper's eco, though, and at this stage, Viper is absolutely fine for now. More towers from Chocobo. And this is such a risky strategy for Chocobo to take. Of course, he has forced the Viper into a defensive position. But as I said in the very first game, the Viper plays so well under such high pressure. He doesn't crack. And that is obviously allowing him to deal with this pretty easily indeed. So obviously had a little bit of a down sort of, well, I don't even know the word to say there. Just unable to take berries for a little while. Chocobo seemingly going for pretty much trash now. Spearman, great counter of course to the scouts. And that should be enough for him to get some more towers up, denying the Viper these farms right here. But right now, adding in that archery range for the Viper is going to make quite a bit of a difference. Skirmish is coming out, and should probably go for archers once you can afford it, as they will do much more damage to spears. But skirmishers have an advantage, well, an attack advantage against spears as well. And now, of course, more towers for Chocobo. He's going all in on this. He really needs to win this game, or wants to win this game. Unfortunately, though, he's not really covering much of the Viper's wood. It's all back here, and Chocobo needs to get back there to do the damage, really. But if he forces him off of farms, the Viper won't be able to actually take any food, which does mean his TC will stop production, and he's not going to be able to make more scouts. So he stopped that scout production right there. But if he keeps getting forced off of farms, he's going to be a really, really tough spot. So this is a very close game. I think the Viper doing a good choice here, switching to those archery ranges. Of course, this wood, this gold, uncontested at the moment, and not relying on food to make army is probably a much better thing for him. And these towers, of course, they do outrange the TC as well by 2. And so the Viper right now gonna be having to play a very defensive game, and probably gonna be forced out of this area if Chocobo keeps putting these towers up. The thing is, though, he is still remaining calm, losing a couple of villagers here, forced off of a few farms. But the thing is, Chocobo hasn't been walling around these towers, so if the Viper gets up to castle later on, he can take them out very easily. If he micros very well, he could take out the towers. Of course, these villagers from Chocobo getting back where they can. And Viper losing quite a lot to these towers, actually. Chocobo, though, did lose those scouts, not scouts, these spearmen right there. And Viper looking where he can to deal what damage he can with these scouts as well. But Chocobo, bear in mind, his economy pretty much unharmed right now for quite some time. He has got quite a bit of gold in the bank, quite a bit of food as well. But the question is, where is he going to play it from here? It's going to be pretty tough either way. But as I said at the start, this map, it's just not really feasible to wall it. I think if Chocobo found this wood down here, though, he'd have a field day. Putting up a load of towers there would do a huge amount of damage. This tower, trying to get it up. Villagers getting very low on health, and Viper going to be taking arrow fire from this tower again. Kind of messy from him to be losing units like that. Chocobo 96% on this tower, very close indeed. But Viper now pushing out, trying to find what he can. Chocobo taking a lot of stone here. And Viper is looking to find what villages he can to really just try and bring things level or even things out a bit. One tower back here from Chocobo is not going to be enough. These villagers still under arrow fire from these archers. And he really doesn't have that much military at this stage. It's all just towers for Chocobo. And without any military, he's going to be very hard pressed to defend from this counter from the Viper. Running his villagers at these archers. Chocobo's lost so much. This has got to be it right now. This is his last ditch attempt. It's pretty much GG. When he's running his villagers at you, you know that's when it's GG. He is losing so much right now. And you know, you've got to give it to him. He tried, he went all in, he did something different, but it wasn't really to be. And I think Chocobo is so GG right now. But the thing is, it's a tournament game, and he is going to play it. He's going to continue on. Of course he's going to continue on. There's another tower for Chocobo, but Viper's eco is back here now. These towers not affecting him at all, really. He's still able to take plenty of wood, still able to take plenty of gold. And the Viper's population quite a bit higher than Chocobo's as well. Chocobo, though, still getting those towers up, trying as much as he can to defend this. And if he gets enough towers up, Viper won't be able to attack him at all. But the question is, how long can he really hold out for? The Viper's economy is much better even after this damage. He's still got more farms, it seems. And he's going to be looking to get up to the castle age pretty quickly as well, with Archer's production Archer production being pretty high also. So, farms coming out for Viper, keeping those farms up and making sure that he continues that production of villages. Oh dear, Chocobo coming forwards with more villagers it seems, but losing yet again more villagers to these archers right here. The Viper Gonna have to react though, because there are some scouts mixed in. But with this amount of archers right here, oh Chocobo, you are losing so much villager time. You are losing a lot of villagers, and I'm feeling a little bit bad for him right now, because this is pretty much all he's got at this stage of the game. These towers, that's it. So Chocobo really just hanging in there at this stage, because of course this is a tournament game. He'd be mad not to. But the Viper going to be able to pick even more villagers off from him, and he's got a good 500 score lead at this stage, which is no small amount. Chocobo then trying to get in where he can with these scouts. No upgrades on them, so they're not going to be hitting that hard. And Viper just going to be able to walk straight in over here, try and pick off as many villagers as he can, even so. And he has now just clicked up to the castle age as well. Chocobo nowhere near castle, not going to be able to click up at all. And Viper, once he gets up to castle, I don't know, I think Chocobo is probably going to be wise to GG as soon as he hits the castle age, because he knows at that stage crossbows from the Viper and bodkin arrow with the extra range, it's just going to end him. It's going to ruin him. So these scouts, pretty low health on the front, a couple of full health ones at the back, but even if they attack these villagers here, they are going to go down pretty quickly. Viper's villagers should be able to kill them off, and he's paying a lot of attention, clearly. Pulling them away right there. Viper now, I think, just going to wait for the castle age upgrade, keeping that archer production up, a third archery range going on, and a fourth archery range coming in as well. And of course, crossbow upgrade, bodkin arrow upgrade, and then we'll probably see cavalry archers. Expected stuff. And I'm just a little bit concerned for Chocobo here. He's got a lot of stone in the bank. He's going to be forced to put up a lot of towers around his base to defend from this. And as I say, with bodkin arrow getting involved as well, when bodkin arrow is upgraded, that is going to give him extra range, and it's going to enable him to snipe villagers even easier than before. Bear in mind, the TC has 6 range. Archers are going to have 6 range as well, and when villagers are away from the TC, they're going to get picked off very quickly, very easily indeed. Bloodlines from Chocobo though, he says GG right there. Not even continuing the game at that stage. I think he just, yeah, he knew that he was too far behind. Viper's score way ahead, and when he saw that many archers rolling in, he knew that this area of his eco was going to get taken out as well. Not to mention the fact that Viper was up to castle. Chocobo, he gave it a good shot, let's give it to him there. I mean, his home map, he played it very well in that second game. The third game, unfortunately for him, he played it very aggressively, but it just didn't work out. And there we go, 3-0 for the Viper. He will take this series, and he will go through to round 4 of Clash of the Titans, where he will meet, let me just find out really quickly, see who he's going to be up against. If he's going to be up against. I think it might be Fire, actually. I think it'll be Viper versus Fire in Group A. Let me just have a quick check on my laptop here. Let's have a look. Qualification brackets. La 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 la. Yeah, it's going to be the Viper versus Fire next week. It's going to be some pretty good games right there. Unlucky to Chocobo, unfortunate that he lost that. But that's it for today, I think. Going to play a quick ad before I go, and then I will see you guys